Good morning, friends. Myself Akash Sardar. As we discuss today the um, dynamics of machinery. Now we start. Vibration, basic concept of vibration. What is mean by vibration? I hope these all notes I provided to you in a classroom. Huh? And the PDF is also sent in the group. Huh? You open before seeing this video. You open that notes, because here we discuss the overview or revision on vibration topic. Okay, now let we start. Basic concept of vibration, or what is mean by vibration. When body particle are displaced by the application of external force, the internal forces in the form of elastic energy are present in the body. These forces try to bring the body to its original position. At equilibrium position, the entire elastic energy is converted into the kinetic energy of the body. Body continue to move due to this energy in the opposite direction, and the process is repeated. So any motion which repeat itself after interval of time is called as a vibration. As shown in the figure, simple pendulum is the example of a vibration. Okay, got it? Vibration is the phenomenon which repeat itself after some interval of time is called as the vibration. When elastic body such as a spring or a beam and a shaft are displaced from the equilibrium position by the application of external forces and then release, they execute a vibratory motion. This is due to the reason that when a body is displaced, the internal forces in the form of elastic energy are present in the body. At a release, these forces bring the body to its original position. When the body reaches the equilibrium position, the whole elastic energy is converted into kinetic energy, due to which the body continues to move in the opposite direction. The whole of the kinetic energy is again converted into the elastic energy, due to which body again return to its equilibrium position. In this way, the vibratory motion is repeated. Therefore, the vibration is defined as a motion which repeats itself after some interval of time is called as the vibration. Now, we see the reason of a vibration. Got it? Reason of vibration. First reason is unbalanced force in the machine. Force produced within the machine. This is the main reason of the vibration. Means unbalanced force in the machine. Therefore, to reduce the vibration, first of all we detect this unbalanced force, and as a mechanical engineer, this is our aim to reduce this unbalanced force for stable of the machinery. Okay. Second reason of vibration is a dry friction between the two mating surface. Due to the friction is the one of the factor due to which the vibration is the occur. Dry friction between the two mating surface, this produces the self excited vibration. Okay, got it? Third is the external excitation. External excitation means the external force applied to the system, due to which the system is start vibrating. External excitation, the excitation may be periodic or random. Okay, got it? Another example is the earthquake. Earthquake is the one of the reason due to which the vibration occur. Earthquake is responsible for failure of a building and dams. Okay, got it? Another example is the wind. Wind is also one type of factor which cause the vibration. It may cause vibration of transmission and telephone lines under certain condition. Okay, got it. Now we see the some important definition that is always asked in the GTU exam. In our previous mid one, same exam mid one, this definition is also asked because this is the basic of the vibration. If you know the basic, you can solve the example numericals of 2-degree freedom system, multi-degree of freedom system. Before that, you know the basic of a vibration. Now we start the definition. Periodic motion, as we see in the simple pendulum, a motion which repeat itself after interval of a time is called as a periodic motion. Okay, got it. Second, time period. The time taken to complete one cycle is called as a time period. Another definition is the frequency. Frequency is defined as the number of cycle per unit time is called as a frequency. Then simple harmonic motion, a periodic motion of a particles whose vibration is always directed to the mean position. As we see the diagram of the simple harmonic motion in a zigzag wave. Okay. Another important definition is the amplitude of a motion. In a simple harmonic motion diagram, we draw the curve. In that curve we see the amplitude. Amplitude of a motion is defined as maximum displacement of a vibrating body from its main position. It is denoted by the capital A. Pre-vibration and force vibration. This is the type of vibration. In type of vibration we discuss these two in details. Okay. Another example is the natural frequency. Frequency of a pre-vibration of the system, it is constant for a given system. Here we note that frequency and natural frequency are different. Frequency is the number of cycles per unit time, and natural frequency is the frequency of a pre-vibration of the system. It is constant for a given system. Okay. Then another important definition is the resonance. Vibration of a system in which the frequency of an external force is equal to the natural frequency of the system is called as the resonance. Now another definition is the damping. Damping is the another chapter in the dynamics of machinery. Here we see only the definition. Detail we discuss in the damping chapter. Okay. Damping is defined as resistance force of the motion of the vibratory body. Means force which resists the motion of a body is called as the damping. There is the three main type of damping we discuss in the classroom. That is the column damping, friction damping and structural damping. Column damping and structural damping always asked in the exam. And numerical also asked on the damping. We discuss in the another chapter. Okay. And damping factor is denoted as the symbol eta, as we know that, and some numerical also we solve on the damping. As we all know that when damping factor eta is equal to 1, then that type of damping we called as a critically damping. When eta is equal to 1, then that type of damping is called as a critical damping. When damping factor eta is less than 1, then that type of damping is called as the under damping. And when damping factor eta is greater than 1, then that type of damping is called as the over damping. And in numericals we see find out the value of the damping, and we mention clearly there that is the example of under damping, critical damping and over damping according to the damping factor. Okay, got it. Then another definition is the degree of freedom. number of independent coordinates required to specify completely the configuration of the system at any instant is called as a degree of freedom. Means a number of independent coordinate required to specify the motion or whole configuration of the system is called as a degree of freedom system. We discussed the single degree of freedom system, two degree of freedom system, multi degree of freedom system in detail. Okay, got it. In first and second chapter we discussed the single degree of freedom system. In another chapter we discussed the two degree of freedom system, and in vibration measuring instrument chapter we see the multi degree of freedom system. We see the Stodola method to find the natural frequency of multi degree of freedom system. Okay, got it. These are the some example of a vibratory system. Now we discuss the another important topic, that is the type of vibration. Type of vibration always asked in the exam. First type or first of all is the free vibration and the force vibration. As its name suggests, free vibration is also known as a natural vibration. When no external force act on the body after giving it an initial displacement, then the body is said to be under a free or a natural vibration. Okay, got it. When no external force act on the body, then that type of vibration is called as a free vibration. Then force vibration, opposite of the free vibration, when the vibration of a system execute under the action of a external periodic force, the frequency of vibration is same as that of the excitation. Means when the body vibrate under the external force, then the body is said to be under the force vibration. The external force applied to the body is periodic distributing force created by unbalance. The vibration have the same frequency as the applied force. Okay, got it. Then another is the damped vibration, and second is the undamped vibration. Damped vibration is when there is a reduction in the amplitude over every cycle of a vibration. The motion is said to be the damped vibration. Okay, got it. Then another main topic or classification of vibration is the longitudinal vibration, transverse vibration, and a torsional vibration. As we discussed in the classroom also, longitudinal vibration is when the particles of a shaft or disc move parallel to the axis of the shaft. Parallel to the axis of the shaft is called as a longitudinal vibration. Okay, got it. Second type is the transverse vibration, when the particles of the shaft or disc move approximately perpendicular to the axis of the shaft, then the vibration is known as the transverse vibration. Okay, got it. Here we see the figure also, torsional vibration, longitudinal vibration. Okay, torsional vibration, when the particles of a shaft or disc move in a circle about the axis of the shaft as shown in this figure, then the vibration is known as a torsional vibration. In this case, the shaft is twisted and untwisted alternately, and the torsional shear stress are induced in the shaft. Okay, this is the example of a torsional vibration. Okay, got it. Now we see the natural frequency of a free longitudinal vibration. We see the energy method to find the natural frequency of a single degree of freedom system. We find the natural frequency by the energy method of a single degree of freedom system. As we discuss in the classroom, Energy method is based on the conservation law of conservation of energy. Law of conservation of energy state that energy can neither be created nor be destroyed, but it can be transferred from one form to the another. On the law of conservation of energy method is based. Therefore, energy method is used to find the natural frequency of a vibratory system. Okay, got it. The statement of energy method is energy all energy associated with the system is constant, and we all know that energy associated with the system is either kinetic energy or potential energy. Therefore, the statement of the energy method is that all energy associated with the system is constant. This is the statement of the energy method, and we derive the equation also in the class. This is the final output of the energy method. According to the statement, all energy associated with the system is a constant. Therefore, we take the kinetic energy plus potential energy is equal to constant. Okay, got it. And differentiate this kinetic energy and potential energy with respect to time. We get the natural frequency. This is the derivation of energy method we discussed in the classroom also. This is a simple method. Here we only take the derivation. That is, we all know that the kinetic energy for the spring mass system as shown in the figure, the spring mass system is half of mx dot square, where m is the mass of the system and x dot is the velocity of the system, and potential energy for the spring mass system is half of kx square, where k is the spring constant and x is the displacement. This is the fundamental equation of a spring mass system. Okay, then these two equation, potential energy and kinetic energy, differentiate with respect to time, and we get the omega n is equal to under root of k by m, where k is the spring mass system and m is the mass of the system, and we get the natural frequency fn is equal to 1 upon 2 pi under root of k by m. Unit of frequency is the hertz. Therefore, this equation we use in the solve of many numericals also. We ask the find out the natural frequency of the system, and given is the given data is the spring constant and mass. We simply put the value in this equation and we get the final answer of that numericals. Okay, and so many examples also solved in the classroom also. Okay, this are the example we all discuss in the class. Then second is the damp vibration. As we earlier discussed, your second chapter is the damping. Here is the three type of damping, that is the structural damping, column damping and viscous damping. Okay, slip damping is also one type of damping. Okay, what is viscous damping? Theory of the viscous damping is asked in the exam. We see the detail in the class. Okay, viscous damping is the most commonly used damping mechanism in a vibration analysis. When mechanical system vibrate in a fluid medium, as its name suggests, viscous damping, we know the property viscosity is the one type of a property of the fluid. Therefore, this property of a fluid are used here. Therefore, the name is the viscous damping. Viscous damping is the most commonly used damping mechanism in vibration analysis. When mechanical system vibrate in a fluid medium such as air, gas, water, or oil, the resistance offered by the fluid in the moving body causes energy to be dissipated. In this case, the amount of dissipated energy depends on a many factors such as size and shape of the vibrating body. As we know the definition of the damping, the resistance force which reduce the motion or which reduce the vibratory motion of a system is called as the damping. Here the viscosity property is of a fluid is used to reduce the motion of a vibratory system. Therefore this damping is called as a viscous damping. Another damping is the column damping. Here the damping force is the constant in a magnitude but opposite in direction to that of the motion of a vibratory body. It causes the friction between the rubbing surface that either are dry or have a insufficient lubricant. That is the column damping. Column damping is also called as the friction damping. Structural damping and slip damping we discuss in the classroom also, and most often in your exam viscous damping on and column damping is the ask. Okay, now we see the structural damping also. When the material is deformed, energy is absorbed or dissipated by the material. The effect is due to friction between the internal planes which slip or slide as the deformation take place. When body having material damping is subjected to vibration, the stress strain diagram shows the hysteresis loop. The area of this loop depend on the energy lost per unit volume. Okay, and slip and our interfacial damping we discuss. Okay, got it. These are the some differential equation of a free damp vibration. This is the fundamental equation of a free vibration. Here K is the denoted as the spring constant, C is the damping coefficient, and M is the mass of the system. And we know that the fundamental equation of a damp vibration is the mx double dot plus cx dot plus kx equal to 0. Okay, got it. Now this is the fundamental equation for a single degree of freedom system of a vibratory system. This equation is always used. I repeat that equation, that is mx double dot, where m is the mass, x double dot is the acceleration, and c is the damping coefficient, and x dot is the vibrator. X dot is the velocity, plus k is the spring constant, and x is the displacement equal to 0. Okay, these are all we see in the classroom. This is the example of a single degree of freedom system. In 2 degree of freedom system, this equation modify. Here in 2 degree of freedom system, 2 masses, 2 spring constant are given. Next important topic is the logarithmic decrement. Numericals always ask in the logarithmic decrement. As logarithmic decrement also we discuss in the class. Okay, we see the overview of the logarithmic decrement. The logarithmic decrement represent the ratio at which the amplitude of a free damp vibration decreases. It is the ratio of any two successive amplitude on the same side of the mean line. Therefore, logarithmic decrement is defined as a ratio of any two successive amplitude on the same side of the main line. Okay, got it. Then this derivation also solve in the classroom. This is the formula of the logarithmic decrement. This all cover in the classroom. Okay, here is the definition of the damping. Okay, I hope each and every have these notes. Then single degree of freedom system. We know that discuss in the what is the degree of freedom system. A degree of freedom system is a minimum independent coordinate required to specify the or represent the system is called as the degree of freedom system. In single degree of freedom system, is the force vibration. This is another chapter. Okay, got it. In a free vibration system are distributed from its equilibrium position, execute a vibration because of its elastic property. The system will come to rest depend on its damping characters. Okay, these are the examples of a single degree of freedom system. Okay, got it. These are the numericals we solve in the classroom. Okay, and I think these numericals also asked in the mid exam. Okay, got it. Then force vibration with a rotating and reciprocating unbalance. You know that force vibration is the vibration due to the external force is called as the force vibration, and rotating and reciprocating unbalance, these are the example we all discuss these in the class. Okay, this is the example we solve in the class. Force vibration due to base of excitation. We see this in the when external excitation is applied to the mass of the system, it continuously vibrate. I think the practical also perform on this. Okay, got it. Then another important topic is the vibration isolation and transmissibility. Vibration isolation and transmissibility is the another important topic due to which we minimize the vibration. As vibration isolation, its name suggests most of the machine when mounted on the mounted or installed on the foundation was under the vibration because of unbalanced force set up during their running. The vibration of force amplitude may damage the external at which machine are mounted are the vibration isolation. And now vibration transmissibility is it transmit the vibration from one instrument or one factor to the another. Okay, got it. We discussed this in the detail in the class. Then force transmissibility, this is the figure of the force transmissibility. Okay, got it. Motion transmissibility. Then type of isolator use. We know the vibration isolation means it isolate the main machine, vibratory machine, and vibration equipment. The equipment which is used in the vibration isolation is a pad mount coil spring. Okay, got it. This example is also be studied in the class. Okay, then another is the vibration measuring instrument. This is the theory topic always asked in the exam. Vibration measuring instrument. As a mechanical engineer or automobile engineer, you know the exact amount of vibration occur in the particular system. Therefore we use the vibration measuring instrument to calculate the vibration. Okay, the vibration measuring instrument also we discuss in the online Zoom lecture. Okay, got it. the instrument used to measure any of the vibration related a phenomenon, that is the displacement, velocity, acceleration of the vibration system are defined as a vibration measuring instrument. Means vibration, there is the different type of vibration measuring instrument that use to measure the velocity, are used to measure the acceleration, are used to measure the displacement. Okay, this is the fundamental equation, fundamental figure of vibrating body, in which mass, spring and damping constant is the given, and in the right side there is the scale is the provide, due to which we observe the vibration. Okay, amount of we observe the amount of vibration. Okay, thank you, keep studying and stay at home. Okay, now we stop the lecture.